You got your PhD, I got my GED. But as you walk by, I notice you notice me. And I'm just a trainee, soon to be one of the guys flipping burgers, making fries. And then I think to myself, I got all this love and my mental health. Why don't we give this a try? But you should know, I'm not trying to understand science, build an engine on an aeroplane. And I don't find that a cabin can will make me a better man. I'm not gonna lie to you, I can see you and me, the birds and the bees. You say I'm not on your 5-year plan, but I know that you understand, and it's a damn shame. A low down dirty shame, really. Listen, 6 months working on the chain gang. The pain is on my lips, but my muscles won't quit. And you roll by with the girls you seem to be checking, and now you're rubbernecking. Now wait just a second with your changing ways, thinking you can make me feel that this was just a misdemeanor. And there you go again with your criminal thoughts. So just let it go, this ain't death row. And then I think to myself, I got all this love and my mental health. Why don't you give this a try? But you should know, I'm not trying to understand science, build an engine on an airplane. And I don't find that a cabin can will make me a better man. I'm not gonna lie to you, I can see you and me, the birds and the bees. You say I'm not on your 5-year plan, but I know that you understand, and it's a damn sunshine laying in this park smoking weed, and wondering why this cherry tree is picking on me. It got her clipboard, writing down the facts. She's a geologist, I think. And then I think to myself, I got all this love and my mental health. Why don't we give this a try? But you should know, I'm not trying to understand science, build an engine on an airplane. And I don't find that a captain can will make me a better man. I'm not gonna lie to you, I can see you and me, the birds and the bees. You say I'm not on your 5-year plan, but I know that you understand, and it's a damn shame. I'm not
much, man.
You're welcome.
Oh, man, it's always a pleasure having you here.
Oh, it's so great to be back. Thank you.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark McLean.
Hello.
Here at Drumeo for his second appearance.
Second time, wow.
Okay, Mark has, if you never caught the first one, Mark has played with many different artists. Full-time, obviously, drummer. Played with guys like Oscar Peterson, Andrea Bocelli, Billy Joel, Quincy Jones, Wynton Marsalis.
Yep.
And some of the comments, I don't know if you checked the comments on your last video.
Try not to look just in case there's something.
Daniel Taylor says, great musician, but he also comes across as a wonderful, humble, and sharing guy. Another guy named Paulo says, I wasn't sure about this video at first, but now I have mad respect for this guy, one of the best lessons you guys have done.
Oh, wow.
This guy has groove in his veins, indeed. And then one guy, I like this because I don't really know what it means, but he says he must wear 10 pairs of trousers at once because he is in so many pockets.
Oh, well.
I don't know. You could take that many different ways. But
that's really nice.
Yeah. But Mark is here to teach a lesson, part 2 of his musical approach to drumming. And kind of a surprise is he's launching a new album next spring.
Yes.
And you're playing the first song that you played today.
That was from the new record, yes.
From the new record. And he's making that available to Drumeo people. And so I'll be giving you guys the iTunes link, if that's all right.
That's cool. Yeah, that's great.
I'll be giving you guys the iTunes link. Whether you're here watching live, I'll just post it in the chat, or whether you're watching later, I'll post it in a link below. But you guys can go check out the album. His music is unreal.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
South on Broadway was the song he just finished there. And I last time I heard he was coming, I went and bought his album, and I listened to that, and I'm like, man, that's so cool, because there's like 4 or 5 different feels.
Oh, yeah, we kind of go through a different...
At the end, it's like...
Yeah. You know what, with that tune, it's like... I started off with a 12/8 kind of like TV show type thing, and I figured like you're walking south on Broadway in New York City, so you start off around 57th and Broadway, and then, you know, go down 7th Avenue, and then, you know, that's where like a lot of the clubs are and stuff like that. So I figured we're grooving there, and then we stop off in the park. There's that slow section, and then we end up at a disco club way down on Varick Street. So that's like there's a whole visual that goes with that song, and a story I usually tell out front before we play it.
I love that, man. It's got to be about the story, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So cool. Well, let's jump into the lesson now. Here's some more music you want to share with us as well, right?
Oh yeah, I'd love to do some playing.
Awesome. Okay, so we have a lot to cover, but we're gonna do our best.
Yeah, let's see where it takes us.
Okay, cool.
Fine.
Now the first thing you have written here on your layout is a studio approach, and so talking about sound and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I've been working in the studio on this last record a lot with a great producer in Hamilton named Steve Biggis, and we actually went to high school together, and we always talked about sound. And sound being everything, and that's basically my general approach. Even when I try to get the best sound possible out of the drums. Yeah. You know, that way when I'm in the studio, I don't have to worry about post-production or anything happening. So I'm trying to get the best sound from the source before it goes into the microphone.
Yeah, don't say, oh, it sounds like garbage here, but we'll fix it later.
Oh yeah, you know that joke when the engineer says, that was terrible, come on in. You know, like, I don't want that. I want that to happen. So I'm trying to get a good sound. It's partly because of the live approach too. Like I do a lot of live playing, and I realize it's up to me to get a good sound. Yeah. And I'm used to not really working with a lot of close microphones. Usually it's maybe 2 or 3 microphones. Yeah. So I'm trying to get the best sound. That way, like, there's no like microphone for the kick or the snare or whatever. Like this particular record. Yeah. There's kind of far mics, and each mic is sort of one drum sound, and the engineers can play with that. You know,
so on your newest record, you don't close mic?
There's no close mics. No, it's maybe 2 or 3 distant mics. You know, and I like that approach. Even live, when there's only a couple, like when the sound engineer will put like a mic above. You know, maybe he might put one on the snare and the kick, just because if you're in a live hall. But yeah, and he's like, no, you be the mixer. You know, you control the sound, and I'll just, the overall level I'll deal with. So I've sort of taken that approach into the studio, and it seems to work. Yeah, that's great. I don't hear about a lot of people doing that. So. It's rare because especially today, like everything's close mic, and I'm in situations like that as well, and it's fine. But I definitely like the challenge of having minimal mics and just trying to get a good sound.
I like that because then they can't replace it. And so
that's true too.
What you get is what I give you.
Oh yeah, that's always interesting when you do a record and you're like, wait, that's not my snare.
That's not the part. That's like half of a fill I did in this section and half I did in this section.
Yeah, it's like I would never put a crash there.
Yeah.
But
And then they ask you to play a gig with them, and you try and play it again. It's like, that's so unnatural.
Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly. So that's a benefit I never even thought about.
Yeah. Okay. And so you also have it written here, and this is something in the studio that I don't do probably enough of, is having that dynamic range, like playing really, really soft. Because most times we think...
Yeah, you know what? There's a time and place for that, of course.
Right.
But for me, I realize, like, I play a lot of sensitive music, and I'm just trying to get, like, I realize if I'm hitting really hard all the time, I might, like, overload the microphone.
Right.
So the sound that comes in from the speakers isn't really coming from the drums. It's the drums and the microphone capsule, which is taking a lot of the sound. So
yeah.
I'm trying not to do that, trying to get a nice tone so that the microphones will capture that. And sometimes it ends up sounding bigger, because they have so much control over the sound at the other end. So I feel like, I think that's a big part of it. Like when I hit, if I get like a nice stroke out of the bass drum,
yeah,
like that sound's going to go into the mic. It's not that loud, but it's also taking, like, the sympathetic vibrations from the toms as well. Like it's all part of the sound. If I hit a tom, like the snare is in there, and
yeah.
So I feel when I do that, like, I don't, we could still hit, like we can still do that, but when I overhit, I feel like I lose some of that sensitivity, and it sometimes ends up sounding a little bit smaller at the other end.
Yeah, it chokes it almost.
Exactly.
I hear you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I try not to overhit in the studio.
Cool.
And hopefully there's someone on the other side of the glass that's, kind of directing me as well. But yeah, I think, you shouldn't definitely shouldn't be afraid to play quiet in the studio, and you can catch all those, like, nice, really...
Yeah, the subtleties.
Yeah. Like, it's really nice thing.
So do you, when it comes to live or studio playing, what sort of adjustments do you make? Is it pretty much the same?
Due to my approach, it's pretty much the same. Like, I tend to leave space naturally anyway. I just kind of enjoy that and then step out. So, studio, honestly, it's pretty close.
Yeah, I think, but based on what you're saying, I think it would be, which is cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It definitely cuts down on things to think about.
Yeah.
Live. Like, I think my setup is pretty much the same. Like, pretty efficient. And it's pretty much the same, I would have to say.
Cool. Okay, another note you have here is drummer has to play the song. Yeah,
regardless of, like, you're working with a pop vocalist or whatever the lead instrument is, I think you should really be aware of what's happening in the tune and the maybe the lyric. If it depends on how much time you have in the session. Sometimes you're in there with the rhythm section and you have to, just play the tune and leave, and the vocalist comes in later. But I've been lucky enough in the situation to actually track with the artist, so I'm always sort of paying attention to the lyric of the tune, and sometimes if I understand what the song's about, that might change my approach.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it might not even be a big change. I might just be playing my usual thing, but keeping that in mind, and just trying to build the track and complement it any way I can.
Yeah. You think that's a feel thing? If you know more of, have an understanding of the lyrics, you might change the way you play it, not necessarily what you're playing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly.
I feel like, the bass player is going to have a part, the piano player has a part, and the drummer has a part. Like, everyone has to play to whatever the lead line is, or the vocalist, or the lyric, and that's something that's really helped me.
Yeah. That's kind of the deeper side of music, which I absolutely love right now, because I'm so ultra technical all the time. Like, how fast can I play my finger control technique?
Oh, that's cool, though. I like that.
There comes a time when it's you need to understand that you're playing music, you're trying to invoke emotion in other people, and it's just different. It's different. When you're on stage, and I heard someone say this, I was listening to a gospel record that Larnell recommended the other day.
Nice.
There's this girl on stage, I think it was Jill. Oh man, I'm horrible. He's going to be so mad at me if he's Jill something, and she said, all that technical stuff is great, but when you get on stage, you got to forget about it and just play what you feel.
Exactly. Even when I practice, I'll try to practice things that are challenging to me and sort of keep certain minds and posture in my mind. But once we're on the stage, like, we're just playing music, and we're not thinking anymore.
Yeah.
We're just kind of doing our thing. So
cool.
That's right. And Jill, the name of that artist, she's right.
Okay.
So Larnell won't get mad at you. Don't worry.
Has Larnell ever been mad?
Not that I know of.
Okay, let's go through one of these points and maybe we can run another song
Sure.
if possible.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you also mentioned space is the place. Now I want to know what you mean about this.
Yeah. Well, sometimes if I hear like a nice groove, I'm wondering what's moving me more? Is it the notes or is it the space between the notes? And I really like silence and leaving air between the notes. I feel like that's where the groove is.
Yeah.
So, like I guess a good example would be like just. I love that kind of open stuff. And sometimes maybe to start a tune, I'll be kind of spacious, and then eventually bring the hi-hat in, and it kind of it's just for me, it's all about like just sort of building levels, and building the music up, and just sort of giving it something. And I really realize I love the space sometimes. Yeah,
and I noticed that "Damn Shame." It's a damn shame or damn shame.
Damn shame. Yes.
First song. Usually I don't curse on Drumeo, but now they can just it's all right.
No other titles are like that.
That's fine. Yeah, I noticed the bass was going to do something like that. I don't totally recall, but you were just playing kick on the one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I noticed that, and I thought that was so cool that you were making that choice, because obviously you're not making a mistake. You're making the choice to leave space.
Yeah, and then towards the end of the tune, or the middle, I start to fill it in a little bit, give it a little bit more. And I like that approach. It doesn't I can't always do it, but but that is a cool thing to sort of start out simple and let there was other things happening. There was like a keyboard line going by, and there was that's maybe live I might fill it up a little bit more, but cool. I guess that might be a difference between my live and studio. I might play a little less in the studio just so it sounds a little bigger. So
people, because you don't always know what they're going to want to layer over top of that. So you don't ever want to play over someone else's future part.
Yeah, you never know, especially if it's like day one is tracking with the rhythm section, bass, drums, piano, and they might bring in a horn section the next day and a string section, and you're like, oh wow, I really just ran over.
I took all the space.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, so it conscious of that, and hopefully you talk to the producer and he'll be like, he'll let you know what's going on. They normally do, so
cool.
And that's part of their responsibility is to let you know, hey, there's more happening than just the rhythm section today. So
cool. All right, well let's play another track. If for those of you watching live, get some questions in if you do have them. I haven't actually opened that up yet, and so there might be a ton there. But we'll take some questions. We also got a bunch more stuff to go through. So
all right, cool. Well, speaking of building, maybe there's a track called 24 Years that's on this record, and that kind of starts really soft and simple, and it kind of builds and goes back down. And
nice.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that if that's okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Few seconds is 2, Victor. You have 2 seconds.
Doing an excellent job in there.
Victor's great.
Yes.
Drum sounds so good.
Good.
Yeah. This is a Yamaha Club Custom kit.
Yes.
Correct. So usually you play oak as well?
I play oak. I play Maple Custom Absolute.
Okay.
And
they're all good.
They're all good. I think the ones I've toured with the most are the Maple Custom Absolutes.
Oh, nice.
And super comfortable with those. But the oaks are so good.
Yeah.
Like last time I was here, the oak kit was just tremendous. So this is all good. This is all good.
Are we good, Victor? Oh no!
All right.
Okay, let's just go through a few more points and let us know when you're good to go. Okay, this goes back to what we were talking about with South on Broadway.
Yeah.
And which I love hearing a story about the song because it pieces it together for me. And now when I go back and listen to it again, I think I'll have a higher level of appreciation for it. And so that's why I love this point, is try and tell a story. And so what do you mean exactly by it? Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, for sure. It's partially part of this goes along with with lyrics of the song, like keeping all that in mind.
Yeah.
And sometimes, depending on the story, like I might kind of, start off soft and then maybe build up to the chorus.
Yeah.
And then come back down for the second verse.
Yeah.
Up to the chorus, maybe up to the bridge, chorus out even higher, and then come back down. Just kind of creating a nice flow. in the tune.
And so what are you listening for when it comes to adding in those types of dynamic changes? Like, are you the one cueing that, or are you relying on someone else to cue it, like the song leader?
It depends. Like, I'll basically try to follow like the voice, the lead line, and see what's happening, the overall dynamics.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the artist or the producer will have a different idea of where to go, and that's fine too.
Yeah.
But usually, like, you know, that's what I'll try first. That's what I feel like doing, and that's the goal.
Cool.
Try to tell a story.
Cool. And then keep an open mind. What do you mean by that?
Keep an open mind? Well, as I was saying, like, sometimes someone else may not want what you're doing, you know, which is fine. It's cool. It's somebody else's creation. And they might say, hey, Mark, you know, like, pick up those brushes. Pick up those mallets. Let's try it this way. And for me, instead of resisting that or doing it kind of reluctantly, I'm just kind of like, all right, fine. Let's get in there. Let's just do it. See what happens. You never know what's going to happen. So I think if I take too much time to think about it, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just trying not to be too attached to anything that I play.
Yeah. Especially if it's not your music, if it's someone else's creation.
Oh,
you have to respect that.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I played some weird parts before, and I thought they asked me, like, what do you think? Oh, man, that's not what I would play, but if you like it, that's what matters.
Yeah, for sure. You know,
Yeah.
and hopefully you can arrive at a situation where everyone feels good about it. That's the goal. When everyone walks out going, yeah, that was awesome.
And later I was always surprised because I'd hear the final edited version. I'm like, hey, I know what they had in mind because I hear it as like a whole.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, especially if you're doing like if it's just a session on the drums or whatever, and you're playing with samples or demo parts, and then you put the whole thing together, and it's like, wow, okay, I get it.
Okay, before we move on, unless Victor, you're ready to go. Okay, because I've heard you do a tambourine solo in some of your things. So I think if we could start with that, and Victor, once you're ready, maybe just throw the song once he's done.
Sure.
But I don't think we've never had a tambourine solo.
Oh, really? Okay.
On Drumeo. So you're the first ever. You're going to set the bar.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I hope it's.
I'm sure it'll be great.
I hope that's okay. Yeah.
So what do you got here first? Like, what is
this? Is actually a remote tambourine.
Okay.
And it's just a synthetic head, and you can buy it for about $15. It's pretty cool. And I first got into tambourine when I started working with Wynton Marsalis.
Okay.
And his regular drummer Herlin Riley is just he's my favorite tambourine player, and he got it from New Orleans and just being in church and stuff like that. So I took some lessons with him and just kind of tried to come up with something that's my own. So
cool.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll play some tambourine here.
All right. awesome.
Thank you.
Great work. Okay, we are ready with the song. So this song is called 24 Years.
Yeah.
And it's from your newest album.
Yes, it is.
Is it, what's the album title?
It's called Feel Alright.
Feel Alright. Okay.
Feel Alright, yeah.
For those of you searching on iTunes.
Cool.
Cool.
24 years of you sent on my wall. 24 hours it took me to fall. 24 days that you went away. 24 roses begging you to stay. As time moves on, my feelings stay the same. You know they will remain. I'm yours. Now we will make a life together. Now we will make our love stand tall. And now we will make a life together and make that 24 seem small. 24 stitches when I had that fall. You did 24 paces up and down the hall. 24 prayers for you to come my way. 24 seconds on that special day. As time moves on, my feelings stay the same. You know they will remain. I'm yours. Now we will make a life together. Now we will make our love stand tall. Now we will make a life together and make that 24 seem small. Paints and crayon bits of glass. I was there the day you broke them all. Pens and papers, notes and class. I know the time of our first call. As time moves on, my feelings stay the same. You know they will remain. I'm yours. Now we will make a life together. Now we will make our love stand tall. Now we will make a life together and make that 24 seem small. Now we will make a life together. Now we will make our love stand tall. Now we will make a life together and make that 24 seem small. 24 years of you sit on my wall. 24 hours it took me to fall in love.
That cymbal is still going.
I know, man. It's going, man. That's it. And that's with only one rivet in it.
Great song. There's actually a good question that I wanted to quickly
sure.
get to before we moved on, because it's kind of, especially with that type of song. This is from Tim K.
Okay.
He says, love the lesson, love the storytelling in your songs. I play in a church and would often have to build songs. I'd love to hear your suggestion on how to build up a song. How would you go lower than low, and how would you go higher than high? He says he often struggles when his band leader says he wants more when he's already feels like he's at his peak.
Cool. Well, when he says more, I'm not sure what more means.
Well, he wants more maybe dynamically, like wants to take it up another level.
Yeah, well, maybe in that case, I would maybe start a little bit, I might start a little quieter.
You can wipe yourself with this Drumeo shirt. We're
great,
going to sell
yeah.
it on eBay afterwards.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay. Cool. That's one thing I forgot to do was bring a
I know, we should have some here. So.
towel to, yes, thank you. Thank you, Victor. But that's a good idea, like maybe start a little lower.
Okay.
Like maybe just exaggerate.
Yeah.
Exaggerate where he would start and see what that brings. Because sometimes we're just sort of locked in our own habits of how we play. So you might think that you're starting quiet, but you're not.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like I know with, there's drummers that hit a lot harder than me, and sometimes the top of my range is the bottom of their range. So yeah, for what Tim is asking,
yeah.
I would probably just maybe really just exaggerate the dynamics, depending on the tune. Like. Or maybe like start simpler. And maybe the second verse you're playing a little bit more. Maybe you can come up. Open up the hi-hat, get a little more tension going, right? Just, yeah, so do that. No, but, it just depends. But, like, notice I didn't really do a fill until, like halfway through the tune. So that kind of builds things. Like, by the time you do a fill, it's kind of more of an event in the tune.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would start simpler. Like, maybe just take the kick out and then, that's what I would do.
Yeah, cool. And I think that we've talked about this before in Drumeo. It's like, I think the difference between, like, a professional drummer like Mark is he has many, many levels. And so you can start at 1, and his 1 is just so low, and then he can go up in increments of like to 2, to 3, to 4, to 5. Whereas a lot of other drummers who are less experienced, they go like 1, 2, 3. They have like small, medium, large, quiet, medium, loud. And what your band leader is probably looking for is a little bit more differentiation. I think exactly what he was explaining.
Yeah, I think, just try to exaggerate a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think, it might, your ears will start to open up and things will make sense.
Cool.
But you got to be willing to go there.
Awesome. I forgot to mention this at the beginning, everyone, but I'm planning on giving some stuff away at the end of the lesson. I'm going to buy his album for some of you guys out there.
Oh, cool.
So we're going to do a little giveaway, a little question at the end. Normally you would say that at the beginning. Because that's how you do these events, but I completely failed at the beginning.
It's okay. I failed to bring a towel. So it's all right.
Okay, so stick around until the end because we're going to give away some of his albums.
Oh, cool.
I'll gift them to you through my iTunes account. So, okay, let's move on through the lesson plan, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Now, this is interesting. Say, stop thinking.
Yeah, well, that's probably when I'm practicing, like I was saying, I'm always thinking about stuff and trying things and different combinations or whatever. But sometimes, maybe you'll be practicing one day and then you go to sound check the next day or a gig and you might be trying to sneak in that thing you were working on the other day. Yeah. Don't do that. It's not going to work for anybody. Yeah. I think you got to let it come in. You got to let it come in naturally. Yeah. So when you're playing, you're just playing. And there was a great quote from Brian Blade, who's probably my favorite drummer.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, when I find myself thinking, something has gone terribly wrong. So, yeah, don't think. That's just the worst way, you know. Because I like to play in sort of that, you know, you're present, but you're kind of in that unconscious state where you're playing and not really thinking about where your limbs are. And the second I sort of look down and go, oh yeah, what was that thing? Right, left, right. It's over.
Yeah.
For me, you know.
I think that's good advice.
Yeah, don't think. When you practice, you know, think about, be aware of what's happening, but let your playing just be your playing, and hopefully those two things will just kind of meet in the middle, and you'll just be, you know, doing your thing.
Cool. And then you also listed some more practice ideas, which I think I'd be interested to hear. So, like one thing, you experiment a lot with different sounds and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love that. I think when I practice, when I used to practice a lot, you know, I would definitely devote some of my time to just playing with different sounds. Like I like to play. I paid for the whole drum, so I'm gonna use everything I can. I think I did some of this last time. Like just little things like that, or like I love that kind of stuff. You know, maybe I'll fool around with like a mallet in one hand and maybe a brush, and you know, if I'm like really trying to build a song, I might be like, you know, just try to create different things like
different
that.
mood, different textures.
Yeah, or you know, maybe try to be like a you know, a percussionist, like a marimba player, and like see what, you know, get this sound. I saw, you know, Steve Gadd did that. He has sometimes 4 sticks. And he does that kind of. So I tried to do like a 3-stick thing where you're kind of. Playing around, like this is just having fun. So I think we have to remember, like, you know, we practice all our, you know, the technical stuff, but I think it's just have fun, see what happens. You know, you might come across some stuff by accident, which is like, for me, that's the best way to discover things. So, you know, I practice with like cymbal sound, you know, just go underneath the cymbal, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. So
I think that's a really fun way to, if you try and incorporate that in your practice sessions, it'll help you come up with new sounds and then new groove ideas or fill ideas. And
yeah, no, I like that kind of stuff. And you know, another thing, I used to do this. I haven't done this in a while, but I used to play along with records that didn't have drums.
Okay.
You know, so I would, you know, have like maybe like Nat King Cole trio or the Oscar Peterson trio, which had Ray Brown and Ed Thigpen, like just bass and guitar. I would sort of play along with the drum parts. So, you know, I did bring a track that I could play along with right now.
Oh, yeah?
It's from a Diana Krall record. If that,
yes.
Am I allowed to do that?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
All right. But yeah, it's called I'm an Errand Girl for Rhythm.
Okay.
And it's off one of her record. It's from like '96. And it's a tribute to the Nat King Cole thing. So it's kind of a fun thing. I played around with it briefly in our sound check this morning, but
let's try it.
I'm curious to see if I remember it. So
I'm an errand girl for rhythm.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever you have a chance, Victor, you can get that up, and I'll be ready.
Here's something that I'd like to bring to you, wrapped all in cellophane, designed for you. Tell you what it's all about. It is without a doubt swinging the latest style, a service with a smile. If you wanna swing and shout, get your heels and gad about. I'm an errand girl for rhythm. Send me. Just get hip and follow through. I'll deliver straight to you. I'm an errand girl for rhythm. Send me. You can always find me down at Smokey Joe's. That's where all the hip and groovy people go. If you want variety, take a tip and call for me. I'm an errand girl for rhythm. Send me. You can always find me down at Smokey Joe's. That's where all the smart and swinging people go. If you want variety, take a tip and call on me. I'm an errand girl for rhythm. I'm an errand girl for rhythm. Send me.
Oh, very cool.
Cool. So that's fun for me. Like just there's no drums on that record.
Yeah.
So Nat King Cole records, Oscar Peterson, or like if you want to play shuffles, there's some like great old blues records where it's just the guitar kind of keeping the time and the bass, and it's a kind of a cool thing because you're not playing with a metronome anymore. You're playing with a band.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of like to practice.
Yeah, you got to actually feel it, the music different. You can build your own part. You're not like copying someone else's.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, it's very cool. Cool. Awesome. Okay, you got a few more points here we're going to go through, and then you have some more music. And like I said, we're going to do some giveaways of his album as well. Now, sing along. This is something I've heard you do, and I've heard other guys do this as well. Like sing along when you're playing, or sing along to the.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I know I vocalize when I play.
I can hear when you do.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to do that a little quieter, but it happens.
So what do you mean? Why do you do that, and how do you feel that it? Like, what does it do for you?
Sometimes I'm just humming. You know, I think it's kind of cool when it's just part of me knowing what the other parts are, and sometimes if I can sort of sing along or hum along with like the bass part of it, it sort of helps me be a little bit more grounded and solid.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm actually practicing, if there's lyrics involved, I'll try to sing the lyrics and play at the same time. And if I think something that I'm doing on the drums is sort of getting in the way of me singing the lyric, I'll try to simplify. So it's kind of helping me create the space around the vocal and be aware of what's happening. So that's kind of a cool thing. Or if I'm playing swing, I'm kind of singing the bass line like. Just kind of. Sort of, make sure, because I'm not, how often am I going to play solo drums, so I'm just always trying to play with something else in mind, that something else is happening in the music. So I think that's where the humming sort of
I like that concept. I've never heard it. By vocalizing the melody, you'll have a better chance of playing around or not stepping on it.
Yeah, you might not, but, but I've kind of, being a piano player and everything, I'm trying to always listen to what's happening in the music, and I think naturally I just kind of do that, and it's helped, without me really knowing it. But it's been a great benefit to me to play something else.
And metronome placement.
Oh yeah, cool. Well, typically we'll put it on all fours, but I'm like, well, why not? Practicing with the metronome on 2 and 4 is really cool. Yeah. It creates up more space in your thinking, like you're not really living beat to beat all the time, right? So maybe put the metronome on. Yeah. And that's your backbeat. So you're making sure your backbeat is solid. Maybe you can like slow the metronome way down and just have like, if it's like maybe 60 beats a minute, like the metronome will just be on beat 4. 1, 2, 3. And you're sort of playing along with this. So it's strengthening your time at the same time. And I think that's a really neat thing to do. Instead of, because when it's on all fours, you're kind of sort of living beat to beat. And I think it's just more of a challenge, I would say, in variety.
I've done some of that where you cut it out for like 2 bars or whatever. There's some click trainers apps you can get for your phone.
Oh, cool.
And you just set it like cut it out randomly for 2 bars every once in a while.
That's great. I like that.
Yeah, it tests you. But I think for developing feel is a really good idea as well.
Yeah. So. Oh, it's good because you're marking it at the same time, but you're doing your feel within that space. Yeah. And it's a really good tool.
Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do now, do you have anything else you wanted to touch on? I don't want to...
Wow, we covered a lot, actually.
Yeah, we did. Because we have some more music.
Yeah, I got some.
Okay, so what we're going to do is just submit your questions. We'll get Mark to play another song. And then I'll choose some questions I like, and I'll just I'll send you guys his album. And so that we're going to do it that way. I have one kind of cool question I want to ask everyone about you as well. And we can give an album away that way. But... So go ahead, submit your questions, and Mark will play this track, and then we'll be back right after that.
Cool, yeah. I'll play a tune called Sugar Bones. Actually, I did it on the last one, but this is a newer version of that. With
cool.
Some horns, so cool.
So you added horns and stuff?
I added horns and B3 and stuff like that. I think last time I just played along with the demo that I made.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so this is actually the real version of the tune.
Okay.
So I'd love to do that. And,
yeah.
Yeah. So, and, let me know if there's anything else you need from me. You know, I'd be happy to do anything.
Cool.
I need balance. I'm not talking about the distribution of my daily bread. I need balance. I'm not talking about a state of mind. Because when you walk in, life begins. And I know that you know I'm in trouble. I need balance cause I can't stand up. Sugar bones. I love your sweet skin right down to your sugar bones. Sugar bones. 15 feet between us. I gotta plan my course. Won't talk the small talk. I wanna get to the nitty gritty with this pretty bitty. 5 feet between us. 4 more to go. I stepped in. She says hello, she says I love your sweet skin right down to your sugar bones. Sugar bones. I love your sweet skin right down to your sugar bones. Sugar bones. You gotta take a chance, you know I'm right. I'm gonna take a bite. She laughed. That was something new, she said. I got 7 digits and victory is mine. Na na hey hey, na na hey hey, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bone, na na hey hey, na na hey hey. Sugar bones.
Yeah, love the horns in there.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Excellent. Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, there was a great question here about, now I lost it. But that's the way it goes,
It's
right?
all right. Hey.
Oh, come on. No. Sorry, man.
Yeah, that's all right.
I had all that time, but I kind of got into it and I stopped doing this.
That's cool.
Because I wanted to give this guy your album. One sec, guys. Sorry. This is a huge fail from me. Get mad at me. It was about, okay, well, I can ask the question.
All right.
He was wanted to know the players on your album. Do you use all the same players? Which one? Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Who plays on your album and with you, and who are you really excited to work with and why? This is from Tommy D. You send me an email, jared@drumeo.com. I'm going to gift you his new album.
Cool. What was I going to say here? I guess he's referring to the new record.
Yeah.
It's a lot of different people on this record. There's probably about 25 musicians on it because we did it between Toronto and New York.
Yeah.
But on this record, I think the primary players are Steve Biggis, the producer. He plays bass and a lot of the guitars.
Yeah.
A musician named Adrian Eccleston, a good friend of mine. He tours with Drake at the moment. He's playing guitar on a few of the tracks. Let me think here. JK, great bass player from Toronto.
Yeah.
And Xavier Davis is playing some piano tracks. I'm playing some piano tracks.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm playing piano, keyboards, and Wurlitzer on this record.
Nice.
Let's see here.
Just because, hey?
Just because.
You can, so you might as well.
Hey, you know what? It was great. It was great. I'm blanking on a bunch of names. I was really, there's a lot of different vocalists on this record. So we have Andy Bay, who's he just sang the last tune, Sugar Bones. He's about 73 years old. And
really?
Yeah, gave me my first big break in New York, and he's on a number of tracks. So
nice.
I'm really honored that he's a part of it.
Yeah.
A vocalist named Kelly Lee Evans is on the record.
Yeah.
Denzel Sinclair. Michael Dunstan is singing a song on there. And then just a great horn section as well. I have a guy named Kenny Bentley on tuba out of New York, out of Harlem actually.
Nice.
And William Sperandi plays trumpet. Jason Logue plays trumpet. William Karn trombone. John Johnson saxophone. And my brother is on the tune. He sang that first tune.
Oh no way.
Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah, it's a big cast, and I'm so blessed for any of them to be a part of it. So I'm really happy about it.
Awesome. Good for you, man.
Thank you.
Mario Drum 213. Email me, jared@drumeo.com. I'll gift you his new Mark's new album, which is called Feelin' All Right.
Feel All Right.
Feel All Right.
Feel All Right, yeah.
He says, what rudiments do you use to warm up with, and how do you apply them to the kit with your style?
Wow. I tend to use the paradiddle a lot, or fractions of it. So I think that's a really good exercise. The paradiddles, just your straight up. I'll involve the feet if I can, if I'm at a kit, And that, I use the paradiddle so much, like. That's a big one for me. Like as far as rudiments, I use triplets a lot, so I try to maybe accent and phrase triplets like. These are all single strokes. That's kind of like something I'd use in like a jazz setting. Yeah, I'm not a big rudiment guy. At least I don't think. I definitely do a lot of stuff with the paradiddles, like different inversions of the paradiddle. Like there's the standard. And I'll be like. And those all might be better to demonstrate them on the hi-hat.
Yeah.
Paradiddles.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll take those combinations and then maybe I'll just put the kick on 1 and 3 or all 4, so I'll come up with a kick pattern like. That's a really great way to practice and just sort of free up free up your hands and get your body working independently.
I agree. Paradiddle permutations. That's what I always said.
Permutations, variations, permutations. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Okay, this one's from Rob.
Okay.
Now, there's a few Robs maybe here, but Rob, just email me, jared@drumeo.com. I'll gift you his album. And there's a lot of discussion about your cymbal setup, so I just wanted to at least hit that at once. So what cymbals are you using? Type.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah. I'm not sure if anything has changed from last time. I'll start over here. This is a Zildjian. It's an 18-inch fast crash.
Yeah.
And beautiful cymbal, amazing decay on it. This cymbal is this is a Zildjian prototype from a couple years back. This prototype evolved into the overhammered ride cymbal made by Zildjian, and this is a 22-inch cymbal.
Okay.
This is an old 20-inch Constantinople. It's a 20-inch light, and this is probably one of the first Constantinoples they made when they first came out around, I think it was 1997, 98.
Yeah.
This is the cymbal. This is probably the Zildjian cymbal I've had with me the longest.
Yeah.
And it's a great cymbal. I could ride it. It's just a great cymbal. It's kind of like comes with me everywhere.
Yeah.
And then these actually I lied. These hats are older than anything. These are new beats from I think the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these are just 14-inch hats, and I love them. I also use the Constantinople hi-hats, which are great, and I have some K15 hats that I use. But
really?
Yeah. But I'm really attached to these. I've had these since I was in high school.
Yeah.
These actually belonged to my high school, and I traded them for some brand new beats.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So hopefully they're still cool with that.
You're gonna get an email. Please send hi-hats back.
Please return the hi-hats. I can't do it. Sorry.
Awesome. Okay, one more question for all you who are watching the chat. This is funny. Last time we had people trying to guess how old you were.
Oh,
so
right.
Everyone said you're 22. So guess how old he is.
Okay, you're actually gonna
yeah, in the chat.
To say it on the
no, don't say it.
Good,
don't say it. We'll see it. It'll pop up here.
Good. All right.
So if you guess how old he is, I'm just going to gift you his album. Here it comes.
Yeah.
Oh, is this it?
Yes.
Okay.
We won't tell them.
Okay.
It came in.
He's so mad at me. He's like, "Why are you doing this, man?"
Yeah, that's funny. Well, it's funny because I remember the last time I was here, you're like, "And he's only 22 years old," and I was like, "Okay."
People still think that on the video. They always post that. But
that's hilarious.
Andreas, you got it right. And so email me, jared@drumeo.com, and I will send you an email with the iTunes link or whatever.
Oh, cool, thanks.
So do you have some more music you can play?
Yeah, I have a tune called Shining Star that might be kind of fun to play. So
okay.
I'm just checking to see here.
Cool. So for those of you watching, give him a round of applause for all you out there. And maybe he can hear it if we're all loud enough.
I'll clap for you for watching. Thank you.
And check out his album on iTunes. I'm going to post a link in the chat, and I'll also post a link right below this video. So check out his album. It's I have the first one with Mark McLean's Playground. Feels All Right. This is the second one.
Yep.
And I'm going to get that one as well, obviously, and I'm getting it for a bunch of you. So check that out. Support this guy. And thank you so much for coming out again,
welcome.
man.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
So thank you. And this is one last song. What's it called?
It's called Shining Star Be Mine.
Okay, cool.
Thanks a lot.
No problem.
What's in store for today? What will come my way? I will play that game with the stars. While lying in bed, you were too far up, and falling asleep, thought that you were stuck. When I woke up today, it was just my luck. You got away. Well, if I had you, you would light my world, and I'd be with you all the time. So I think of you more each day, shining star. very far? Little shining star, wonder where you are. Are you very far? Little shining star, wonder where you are. Are you very far? Little shining star, wonder where you are. Are you very far? So won't you come down and play? I hope that you won't delay. I'll be with you all the time. Should it star be mine? Should it star be mine? Be mine. Be mine. The day has gone away, you said it passed you by. You feel a sense of incomplete, and many reasons why. As you lie in your bed, a million thoughts are in your head. I'm here to say these words to you. Don't waste your time feeling alone. You will be fine, so close your eyes. There's an angel on your pillow while you sleep, and I know her well because she's watching over me. No matter what people say to you, there's a part inside knowing what to do. Don't search your mind like you're not before. Gotta let it go, gotta close that door. But you don't understand, got your heart in your hand. I will say this to you. Don't waste your time feeling wrong, or you will be fine. So close your eyes. There's an angel on your pillow while you sleep, and I know her well because she watches over me. Let it go, slow your mind.